I did just want to point out a difference between study abroad and study away that I think that is important, and that may not be as relevant to you, but I know that for a lot of students it is. If you remember, if you have not had a chance to download my free e-guide, Finding Your Perfect Study Abroad Program, please definitely do that. It is linked in the description below as well, so you can get that along with the free worksheet. But in that e-guide, for a lot of you out there who have already gone through it, you know that we talk a lot about the different types of common study abroad programs, and faculty-led / institutionalized, which is what I call it, are kind of the main bread and butter of study abroad, because particularly here in the US and in other parts of the world, that is what study abroad means to a lot of students when they first get started. Maybe their school has a study abroad office and they've heard about all these different programs. Now, one of the things about study away is that you have to keep in mind that they are primarily going to be faculty led. That kind of goes back to the second point that I made, that is why they are not as widespread, because it has to go through your school specifically. So it's not going to be an opportunity necessarily for you to be able to choose an independent program that's not related to your school, because again, schools have been able to work with other schools around the country and around different places to make these partnerships. So it does mean that it's going to be faculty led. Now, as we know from the e-guide and from the second day in the Learn How to Study Abroad in 30 Days series, I will link a card to that video above, that with faculty-led programs, there's a lot of benefits to those. They tend to be more affordable because, again, you can use any type of financial aid that you currently have at your school to be able to go directly into that program. You are going to get a chance to likely go with people that you know or that you are familiar with, because again, you're all coming from the same school, unless you go to a really big school and then maybe you just don't know anyone that is going on your program. But it tends to be a little bit more familiarity. Also, as well, specifically faculty led, it means that a lot of the faculty members who are coming from these different programs and from these different majors, let's say within a college, they may be actually going over to lead the different program, or it may be people that are directly affiliated with your college or university, or even your high school if you're in certain parts of the world. So this is just something important to think about, because for a lot of students, I know that you don't want to do a program that is related to your school. You want to do something that is a bit more independent, and I totally understand that. So maybe study away in the sense of what we have discussed is not going to work best for you, because again, it's not going to be as independent, and you are still going to have to follow along with the rules of whatever those are of your college and your university. You're still going to be tied into whatever the expectations are in terms of writing style or submission style or whatever. And if you're looking to get a break from that, then study abroad or study away may not be as useful to you as a traditional study abroad program. So definitely just wanted to highlight that, as well as when you're thinking about doing study away, is it going to be the right thing for you, or should you consider something else? So for reference, for really well done study away programs that are very well defined and make it clear, that I have been able to find, I have linked 3 below. So the first one is going to be UGA. Go Dogs. Again, I'm originally from Georgia, so I just love talking about anything Georgia based. But UGA, they are great, and they do a lot of great things with study away and study abroad, and I love how they lay it out. I have linked that below if you want to get an idea of what that looks like. So as you're going through and looking for your different programs, you will understand what study away looks like versus what study abroad looks like. The second one is going to be Kent State. They're also a great university. I'm going to link them below. They have great information as well about how their study abroad works versus how their study away works. It's a great comparison. You understand that they're not really intertwining the two. They make it very clear. And last but not least, we have Mount St. Mary's School, which is based in California. And they do a good job as well of talking about what study abroad means versus what study away means. So if there are any educators out there who are happen to be looking at this video and you need to improve what you have on your website about study abroad versus study away, those are 3 places where I would look. And obviously for students out there who are primarily my viewers, definitely look at those 3 links to get an idea of what it actually means in terms of, if you are looking on your school's website, or if you go to a website that is program based, what are they actually talking about? Are they talking about study abroad or study away? These are 3 great examples that will be able to help you out, to at least guide you to know what buzzwords to look for, what language to look for as you're trying to decide what you're actually looking at on the screen.